Goddamn, guys, I'm still processing what I just watched. That being A24's Warfare, written and directed by Iraqi war vet Ray Mendoza, alongside Alex Garland, who you might know for Ex Machina and Civil War, also which came out for A24 last year and was a very moving picture. Phew, and I don't know if you guys are ready for this one. The premise is very simple. It's a surveillance mission that goes wrong for a platoon of American Navy SEALs in insurgent territory in Iraq circa 2006. And a lot of these true story movies about a group of people who are stuck in one situation and you want nothing more than for them to get out of it. We've seen films like this before. One that springs to mind is Dunkirk, which Christopher Nolan put out, a technical masterclass. But I think when I reviewed that movie in the build-up to Tenet when I first started doing YouTube, my first year rather, I think I said something along the lines of the movie doesn't really have a lot of character-driven moments. But movies like Dunkirk, and now movies like Warfare, it shouldn't be about the character. Because the script of Warfare, very similarly, is very smart to not go into detail about these characters' background. Where are you from? Who are you fighting for? We don't really need a lot of background or a lot of character development for these guys because you see them in uniform, you see them in the midst of everything, and you immediately know the obstacle they're up against. And look, I've seen a lot of war movies in my life. Dunkirk is one of them. Saving Private Ryan I still think is the greatest war movie of all time. Hacksaw Ridge got very close to it when I saw that movie in theaters. But I don't even remember leaving Hacksaw Ridge as stunned as I was when I left Warfare. This film was, I still am trying to wrap my head around everything. There's some scenes in this movie and some images that will probably be ingrained in my mind forever. And I can't remember another time, and this is coming from somebody who's used to seeing a lot of gore. I'm used to seeing a lot of R-rated flicks. I don't remember the last time I wanted to curl up into a little ball and I just felt myself shaking out of nausea. These images were disgusting. The war itself feels like a legitimate nightmare. And that's a big problem I have with movies that are trying to be these big action epics in the midst of World War II or wherever it is. The thing is, a lot of these movies are making it very adrenaline-fueled and very action-heavy. Warfare does have action, don't get me wrong, but every little moment feels so earned. And you don't really get the full big burst of sound on the battlefield until maybe 20 to 25 minutes into it. And it's almost like a big feeling of foreboding dread, like you're waiting for this to happen. And I think a lot of that is because this movie also feels like a slice of real life. And a lot of that has to do with Ray Mendoza's involvement, which honestly, I don't know if this man's ever going to direct another movie again after this. This is definitely a story he wanted to tell. A24 got a gem with this guy. A legit Iraqi war veteran going to the film media to tell this story. All under the tutelage of a great director like Alex Garland. And I think put together with especially the editing of this movie, the sound mixing, the sound design, my word. This is some of the best sound design I think I've ever heard, man. Because it's a perfect mix of you hear the agonizing screams of pain from some of these guys, but there'll be times when there'll just be no sound at all, and the screams are just muffled. And I'm very on the fence with how I feel about the mixing of this, but I can also think back, this kind of reminds me of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. When Sirius Black, played by Gary Oldman, is killed, it's all musical overscore when you see Daniel Radcliffe just shriek out in agony. And the reason why David Yates decided to go with a musical score over this moment is because Radcliffe's cry was so agonizingly painful to listen to. Just the raw footage of it was just, gutting. Well, here you actually get a lot of agonizing cries from Eddie Munson himself, Joseph Quinn. Joseph Quinn himself, the acting across the board was really solid. Joseph Quinn in particular, this guy has some moments in this movie that I will never forget as long as I live. He has little bursts of dialogue that I dare not forget and I dare not spoil for you. There's one moment and one particular thing that happens to him, and I know this is no joking matter, but I couldn't help but think in the back of my head, give it another 3 months, Joseph Quinn, and this particular thing won't bother you at all. But yeah, joking aside, that man is building a superstar resume for himself. He was very, very good in this. I mean, everybody in this. Cosmo, Jarvis, phenomenal. Michael Gandolfini, really good. Kit Connor was very solid. Will Poulter as well. Like, I could sense that it was Will Poulter. It looked like him in the face. because that man has a very recognizable face. But he's playing a military guy. He buzzed all his hair off, so I was like, is that Will Poulter? Sure enough, it was. But Jesus Christ, I feel like the biggest, most effective thing about this movie is that with the direction, with the camaraderie with these guys, all mixed in with the sound design and just how certain scenes are shot, the cinematography is gorgeous on this film. Warfare is almost too visceral to a point. You really feel like you're stuck in the trenches. And this honestly might turn out to be one of the year's best. And I said it in my first thoughts video. Usually you see the movie quality start to pick up in a calendar year once March comes around. March had a couple of fun movies like Mickey 17 and Novocaine. But I feel like it's April where the movie quality of 2025 is really going to start to ramp up. Because Warfare was phenomenal. The only real negative, and I can't really call this a negative in the grand scheme of things because this movie was f***ing fantastic, is I don't know how much I'm going to want to rewatch Warfare down the line. That's the only real thing that's holding it back, and I'm really, really grasping for something to say. But here's the thing. For somebody who's seen a lot of gore on screen and a lot of R-rated movies, this one went to a whole nother level and a whole nother extreme that I didn't even know was possible on film. There were certain images that made me nauseous, like I wanted to puke. And I don't know how much I'd want to re-experience that over and over again. Warfare, I don't think, is something that people will want to revisit over and over again. Hell, you sign up to serve your country probably for one big war in your life if you do serve. Because as you see, being stuck on the battlefield is a fucking nightmare. And this movie captures that and then some. I'm giving Warfare an A. A24 has struck again, proving again why I think this is one of the better movie studios out there right now. Let me know what you thought of Warfare down in the comment section below. How queasy did this movie make you? And do you think this is the greatest war movie of all time? There's a lot that we can discuss over here and then some, my friends. So hit that subscribe button and tap that thumbs up as well. If you want to join a great community of geeks, film lovers, entertainment lovers alike, this channel is a good place to be. I should also tell you, in case you missed it, I do post my first thoughts on the YouTube Shorts side. I'm also now on TikTok, so you'll find my first thoughts there as well. Thank you all so much again for tuning in and for your continued support. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence.